The Spell Shop is a cozy fantasy, and it came about because I wanted to write a cozy fantasy. I wanted to write a book that made me happy, that was filled with kindness and delight and wonder. And so the way I approached it was every single scene I wrote, I would ask myself, is there more delight that I can add to this? Are there more things that make me smile that I can put in? So it's basically a love letter to all of the things that I love, which is why you'll have like mer horses and random unexplained unicorns and magical nature spirits and raspberry jam and a whole paragraph on cheese. So it has all things that I love, and that made it so much fun to write. I mean, usually with my books, I'll have this like what I call the doomed stage about 2/3 of the way through, where I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Is this right? Is this any good? This book didn't have that. I just, I enjoyed every single writing session of working on it. And I built it up from a place of wanting to make the reader feel safe, wanting to the reader to have some place to escape to relax and recover from anything that was stressing them out in their life. I was really concentrating on making a book that felt like a warm hug. The Great Library Elysium is basically that scene in Beauty by Robin McKinley that you also see in the Beauty and the Beast movie from Disney with the giant library that just is like shelf and shelf and shelf and shelf. A huge library that is filled with spell books, and it exists in so the world inside Spellshop is this like chain of islands, and I deliberately did not specify how many islands, so I could explore it as long as I want. But the capital city of Elysium is this beautiful palatial place that has as one of the marvelous wonders of it this great library that is filled with all these spell books. And the latest emperor has decided that they shall only be accessed by the elite. Only the creme de la creme of the sorcerers are allowed to go in there. Only highly, like, some scholars and so forth, and the rest of the knowledge is kept away from the people. And this leads to a revolution, which leads to Keela, our main character, the librarian, and her best friend and library assistant, who is a sentient spider plant, taking all of the spell books and fleeing to save them and to save ourselves. And that's chapter one. That's what starts off the story. The only place she can think of to flee is her childhood home, this remote and beautiful island named Caltree. And she really just wants to just hide there and not talk to anyone and just be there with her books. I mean, I think the line that basically defines Keela in the spell shop is, it wasn't that she didn't like people, it was only that she liked books more. So that's how she feels. And then she gets there and she discovers, oh, wait, I need to eat. I need to like not die. So she has to interact with the town. And one of the first people she meets is Laren, her next door neighbor who herds mer horses. And Laren is nice. That is absolutely his defining feature, is he is kind. And that was a very deliberate choice. I wanted to create a non-toxic romantic relationship. I thought was very important to me in this book was that they be, yes, extremely awkward, but also extremely healthy. I really wanted to portray that. So I had to do so much research for the spell shop. I had to go to the farmer's market every Friday and buy different kinds of jam and then try them. It was really rough. Jam is basically the front for her illegal spell shop. So she wants to bring magic and help save this island. The island's been suffering because all of the magic has been hoarded by the emperor, and the islands that have depended on this magic are failing. The crops are dying. It's not thriving. So she wants to help. However, magic is super duper illegal for her to do. So she opens up a spell shop, and it has to be hidden. So she, as a front, makes jam. And so there's a lot of raspberry jam in this book, like quite a lot. And I ate quite a lot of it while I was writing it because, research.